Islam is the way of life. Islam is the way of life. Islam is the way of life. The way of life.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا حبيب الله الصلاة والسلام عليك يا نبي الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا نور الله صلى الله تعالى على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, Alhamdulillah, there are many blessings of reciting through the Pak upon Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Indeed, Aka sallallahu alayhi wa sallam stated that the one reciting through upon me once, Allah Azza wa Jal showers 10 mercies upon him. Subhanallah. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. My dear viewers of Madani Channel, you will remember that in the last episode we were discussing methods of trying to control what we eat and appreciating that this is a difficult task. We have to plan accordingly. And once you try to go down this road, there are many trials that you will come across, because applying a spiritual lock on the stomach is not easy. A lot of the time we try to do this simply for worldly reasons, so either to lose weight or to improve our health. But if we have the right intention of reducing our food so that we gain the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal, if we reduce our food intake so that we become less lazy and more have more enthusiasm in work of deen and in praying, then alhamdulillah, our strength to do this will increase. Now, making a habit of this, at the beginning you will feel that maybe you're weak, because the food intake that you normally have, you've reduced. You may feel uncomfortable, but this is part of the process, because over time we have made our stomachs and our body become used to eating and overeating. Because remember, in the last episode we learned that the nafs and the shaitan try to make you overeat so that you don't control these desires, and gradually they build in you a desire to basically act upon your impulses and do whatever you want. And as Imam Ghazali rahmatullahi said, this is one of the roads that is used by the nafs and the shaitan to take you towards sin. So whenever you start your Madani lock of the stomach, plan it carefully. Know that now that you are eating less, the food will be digested quickly, so for a few days you will feel slightly uncomfortable, but gradually the blessings of eating less will become obvious. Try and avoid the aromas, try and avoid the snacks. Have an eating plan. Know what you're going to eat, what time you're going to eat, and how much you're going to eat. In this way you will gain steadfastness in controlling your desires. You will not simply reach out for food for the sake of eating, and be especially wary of special occasions like Eid, etc. Because often brothers say on Eid and other Islamic events, or on invitations for a meal at somebody's home, that, well, it was an opportunity, so I thought I'd eat more. But the difficulty with this becomes that gradually you are breaking your habit. The longer you stay in this Madani mindset of eating less for the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal and all the other benefits that we've discussed, the stronger you become. Always remember the beautiful hadith mubarak of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The best worship is the one in which there is more hardship. So eating less and controlling one's appetite isn't easy. So there are not only health benefits of eating less, but the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal. And once we make the right intentions so that we are eating less because we want the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal. We are eating less because we want the agreement and the riza of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We want to act upon the beautiful sunnahs of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And then we also look at the worldly benefits of being less lazy, being more active, avoiding things like cholesterol and all sorts of diseases which later on in life are likely to lead to problems and are likely to keep us away from namaz with jama'at, salah with jama'at in the masjid, because we are not well, or are likely to, completely lead us to completely missing our salah just because we are very ill. And that illness has been caused by our ignorance and heedlessness early on. It is possible to succeed quite easily if one has the right determination. A few days, plan it carefully. So say, for the next 3 days, I'm going to reduce the amount of meat I'm going to eat. I'm going to reduce the amount of snacks, and do it very slowly. Gradually train yourself. Give yourself a timeline. Amir al-Sunnah Damat Barakatuh al-Aliyah, in The Excellence of Hunger, notes that he says, if you make the intention that for the next 7 days, by nisbat, by the blessings of the 7 letters of Bismillah, I'm going to control what I eat. Then once you overcome the 7 days, then say for the next 12 days, by the nisbat of the 12th of Rabi'ul Awwal, I'm going to control what I eat for the next 12 days. And then you can go on like this in the month of Sha'ban, even in the month of Ramadan, at the time of iftar, you can then learn to control yourself. And gradually, if you can maintain this steadfastness and keep it up for 40 days, then Sayyidina Wahab states, if a person makes a habit of doing something for 40 days, Allah Almighty makes that habit a part of His nature. So if you want to do something regularly and it's a good habit you want to get into, try and maintain it for 40 days. And here Amir al-Sunnah Barakatuh al-Aliyah writes that this practice of eating, if you want it for the rest of your life and you want to gain both the spiritual and the worldly benefits of it, try and keep it up for 40 days. And after 40 days, by the blessings of Allah Azza wa Jal, you will gain steadfastness. Another beautiful Madani pearl that Amir al-Sunnah Damat Barakatuh al-Aliyah gives us is to pray 2 rakat nafil salah during the day with the intention of Salatul Hajjat, and make dua that Allah Azza wa Jal gives you steadfastness in the spiritual lock of your stomach, in controlling what you eat, and keeps you away from greed of food. If we study Fazan Sunnat, an amazing book written by Amir al-Sunnah Damat Barakatuh al-Aliyah, that has a chapter called The Excellence of Hunger. And if we read that regularly, every month, we will gain the desire to control what we eat. Our enthusiasm and our willpower and our determination will increase. And this excellent book will help us control our habit. Then, for those who like reading, today we have a habit of reading useless material. Why don't we read things like Ihya al-Ulum by Imam Ghazali? Because in the 3rd volume of that, he goes through a number of difficulties that people face as a result of filling their stomach. And then he gives you cures and benefits and tactics to try and achieve the spiritual lock of the stomach. This becomes very beneficial. Try and dominate your mind with the thought that I will eat less. Try and read material. Try and gain the enthusiasm. Try and be more punctual in your salah. Try and be more active. And then look at the benefits that you are gaining gradually of reducing your food intake. This will become very beneficial and help in your determination and your passion to place a Madani guard on your stomach. And the initial few days in anything are always difficult. But if you can get over those, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, you will reap the rewards. It is not easy, but Allah Almighty says in Surah Al-Nashrah, verse 5 and 6, so without doubt there is ease with hardship. Without doubt there is ease in hardship. So if you go through these difficulties, alhamdulillah, you will gain these great blessings. And another way to remain steadfast with your spiritual lock of the stomach is to gain a Madani mindset. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, if our family are in the Madani environment, if Madani Channel is played in our home and we are constantly listening to the benefits of the zikr of Allah Azza wa Jal and the Quran and the Hadith, then this helps to make us stronger. The determination becomes stronger and we try to act upon whatever we hear. Some people, when they read things, it simply passes over their heads. They don't realize or they don't appreciate it. But if we change our environment, my dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, we come into the beautiful mahal, the Madani environment of Dawat Islami. We attend the weekly ijtimas. We attend the Madrasatul Balighan to learn the Quran and learn the Sunnahs of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we attend the Madani Kaflas every month. Then gradually over time, these will all give us the strength and the determination to place a Madani guard on our stomach. For such people who do not benefit from this, the great scholars write that the person whose stomach is full, if he is advised, his mind refuses to accept it. Just think that with a full stomach we are in danger of being heedless to good advice. But by applying a spiritual lock on our stomach, we are restricting the way of the shaitan and the nafs. The shaitan and the nafs will try and tempt you during your period of trying to control your eating with new tastes, new flavors, new recipes, extravagant cuisine, new takeaways, etc. But remember that munching on these foods will only cause you illness and frequent visits to the lavatory. You will become overweight. You will waste a lot of money on the food which is bought from the takeaway, which has very little blessings or no blessings in it. And you will spend lots of money on illnesses, medication, doctor's fees. It's unwise, my dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, live to eat. Our lives are revolving around food. Instead, our Madani mindset should be that eating is something we need as an essential thing to live, survive and do our tasks. So no matter how tasteful or how luxurious it is, it's just those few moments it's on the tongue, and then the food does its work. It provides the energy. And if it's pure and good food in a controlled amount, then it will give you a healthy life. For the sake of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the example that Aka sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave us of tying stones to the blessed stomach, we should try and control our hunger. We should eat less. We should sleep less.